my name is Brittany. Here's my student ID. Today we're doing a lab for science and early childhood. We're learning about plants. So I would introduce our class plant to the students. So I would pick up this piece of paper and let them know, hey guys, this is our new class plant. This is its scientific name. Anyone want to try and pronounce that? No? It looks really hard. So we're going to call it the ZZ plant. So ZZ plants are really cool because they don't need a lot of light and they can survive not being watered as often or on a routine. We're going to have this plant in our class, so we have to get it in a pot, which we're going to pot here. We're going to make some soil for it in here. But first, let's go ahead and look at the parts of the ZZ plant. So the ZZ plant, this one is actually a raven ZZ plant because the leaves are black. So it's pretty cool. They come up and they start to be green and then they turn black as they age. It's pretty cool. So as you can see, our ZZ plant is out of the soil and there's a bunch of different parts to it. So obviously these are our ZZ plant leaves and we have our ZZ plant stems. And down here it's just a mess of craziness, right? So these are our roots. They have lots of roots in them. And then as you can see, they have these big ball-shaped things between the stems and the roots. So these are called tubulars. Tubulars hold nutrients. That way they can live for long periods of time without being fertilized, without being watered. We also have new stems popping up. There's about 4 or 5 of them throughout our whole ZZ plant. So throughout the school year, we're going to be able to see new leaves pop up and unfurl. As part of an experiment we're going to do, ZZ plants can propagate. So what that means is you can cut off a piece of one of the ZZ plants and put it in water and it grows roots and tubulars. So for every week, for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be drawing what we see happen in our little cup of water here with our ZZ plant. So now we just have to pick a leaf to cut off. So I think this one's good because there's only one here. So what you have to do is you have to cut as close as you can down to the bottom, down by the roots. So we're gonna cut just like this. And then you're gonna wanna let this sit out and dry. If you look super closely, you can see that this is wet. You want it to kind of harden before you put it into the water. So let's wipe off some of the dirt. We'll put it to the side till the end of the activity, and we're gonna see if it's dry by then. So as I'm repotting this, pay attention to what I'm doing. That way, if you wanted to do something like this at home, you could. So we're gonna need our bowl, and we have our regular potting mix. It's just a garden plant variety potting mix. And then we have our perlite. Perlite is really good to put in soil to get good drainage inside of it. Now, whenever you pot something like this, it's really good to have drainage at the bottom. So ours has a little drainage spot. That way we're not overwatering the plant as we water them. So when we water this plant, guys, we want to make sure we're putting it in the sink and giving it some time to dry out. So let's see. So for our soil, since our potting soil already has a little bit of perlite in it, for every 2 cups of soil we put in, we're going to put a half a cup of our perlite in. So we have our handy dandy measuring cup. So 2 cups. And, oh, too much. And a half a cup. So we're going to continue doing this until we fill this whole bowl. And we're going to mix it in. See how it looks where there's a lot of white in there? We want it to look like that. That way the drainage for our ZZ plant is really good. So yeah, that would be my lesson. I would finish up the lesson just by potting the plant and then finding a good home for it to where it gets shade and then partial sunlight because our ZZ plant doesn't like too much sun. To start off the weeks of paying attention to our little plant cutting, I would have the class draw exactly what it looks like now, and then as the weeks go on, probably once a week I would say, we would go in and draw to see if there's any changes. As we put it in the water, just roots will start to grow. It might even grow a tubular, and then once we have a full whole root system, we can put that in a separate pot as well. So yeah, this would be a fun activity in a classroom. It would be more of a demonstration on my end, but it would set up future for the kids to take care of the plant, to see it grow. We have the little babies coming in, so they would literally be able to see the plant grow and sprout new leaves. So it would be a really good opportunity for them to understand what plants need to grow and what they look like as they're growing. So yeah, that's my activity. Thanks so much.